Good day, everyone. How are you today?
Hello, everyone. Good Friday, episode 20. Friday, April 10th, 2020.
Yep, the days are just going by.
So let's check in on our mood meter today. I'm kind of in the bluish, kind of
That's not good.
withdrawn, irritated.
Withdrawn is a good word for these times. We're withdrawn, going on more than 3 weeks now. Withdrawn is an excellent word.
Withdrawn.
I say withdrawn with optimism.
Always, you have to keep optimism.
Keeping the head held high. I might do a video today. I finally got in my heavy resistance bands. I could actually do deep squats. The one exercise you would say, oh, you need a barbell for. You can't use a can of soup for that exercise. But with these heavy resistance bands, we'll see what Joseph P. will be able to do. So look forward to that. And I already have a song up this morning that deals somewhat with the whole fiasco going on in society. So check it out. It's called Teams and Zoom, a play on the video conferencing. Hey, baby.
Hey, I'm glad you know I'm still here.
Always. And even
so
if you weren't,
speaking of
you'd
which-
still be here.
Speaking of which,
Go on.
I'm going to do another live mini concert on
Yes.
Sunday for Easter. So super excited about that. I have some requests that I've been learning, and I think you might enjoy it. So.
And I understand a lot of your viewers requested that I do a song also. Is that so?
I don't know. We'll have to see how this all plays out.
That's okay.
I see how you are seeking for attention from the viewers as well, and you see that this is a joint effort.
No, it's your time.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So let's talk about National Day. It's National Golfers Day today. So I think
Hey.
that Caddyshack song, I'm all, isn't that right? Ain't nobody worried
Kenny
about
Loggins,
me.
yep. The 80s movie maestro of the 80s.
Yes.
And golf is the only sport the only sport I've seen that has been able to continue. So there you go.
Yes.
And I have something with sports too. Should I get right into it?
And Kenny Loggins, shout out to you. We got to see your concert. Actually, I'm going to tie this together. It's Siblings Day also, so I got to see this with my older sister several years ago at Penn's Peak. So Kenny Loggins, love your music, still do. And a special shout out to my other sibling, Amber.
Aw.
She's the best.
Hello, Amber.
We miss you.
We got to see her on
Skype.
the other day, yep.
I know, who would have thought that you can't even I think this is the part that's tearing me apart.
It's tearing me apart.
No, it's okay. We're going to go into that too for a music challenge also.
Oh.
But the part that hurts me the most is that I can't hug her right now. And, we missed going to see her over spring break.
No.
And yes, but one more national day. It's International Safety Pin Day today. So if your clothes are falling apart or your trunks are falling apart, use your safety pins. So as you were bringing up before about tearing apart, 30-day music song challenge, songs that make you sad.
Oh.
So the one that comes to mind is I never saw blue before. Today, I took a walk up the street, picked a flower, climbed the hill upon the lake.
Wow.
It's such a pretty song. I think it was on Dawson's Creek. So maybe when I look that up.
I don't have a song that makes me sad, but one time back in high school, I was singing that song, You Are Not Alone.
Oh, Michael.
And immediately a girl told me to shut up because she had some kind of reason to be sad for that song. So that stands out in my
Maybe she just broke up
mind.
with her significant other, because you were not.
No, I think it was
alone,
about a person who had died.
Oh.
And so that clearly some songs could strike a chord
Music
with people.
touches feelings that words cannot. And that's one quote of the day. But I have a quote.
Go on.
By, once again, George Bernard Shaw.
All right.
The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. So we make assumptions.
There needs to be a mutual exchange.
And that's what's happening. And that's what happens with us sometimes too. We just like, well, we thought we talked about this, or we did something, and and it's who's to blame. And that was no one
ever is to blame. Bum, bum, bum. No one is. Who sings that song? Howard.
You can buy Yep. I forget.
All
I
right.
looked that up.
Should I tell my thing now? All right. I haven't seen an athlete that is so good on TV at bringing up serious matters as Magic Johnson. He always takes on the hard stuff. You could always tell he's a little nervous, and he's speaking about serious matters, and he's been great over the years on it. And he was just on CNN last night talking about how in the inner city, back when he got AIDS in the early 90s, people in the inner city didn't think they could get it. They didn't think it was real. They didn't think it would affect them. And now the same thing is going on with coronavirus, where there's kind of this idea of it can't get me, I have immunity. He said something I really liked, where he said that there needs to be testing right in the inner cities. People shouldn't have to travel far to get tested. Great point on that. But then he said something I disagreed with, where he said people of color want to be tested by doctors of color because they can trust them more. That may be true, but with something of this magnitude, you can't be selective about who your doctor is. That's kind of why there's this problem in the first place. To say, I will only be tested by a doctor that is the same color as me.
I'm glad you
That
were
is the
this
ignorance.
Up. But this is
although
what
it may
we're
be
talking
true,
about.
it's something that needs to improve.
About the underlying evil,
Trust
good,
issue.
female, male versus all these kind of games going on. There's a lot more to what's going on than just the virus. But with that being said, I'm going to be mindful today, because there are people that we are close with that are dealing with this virus.
Yes.
We're not talking about the first responders. We're talking about people who are close to us who have lost loved ones. So we just want to be mindful and bring light to a very sad situation. And I think it was yesterday that really opened our eyes to see, as you mentioned, the magnitude of this. So looking at my timeline yesterday, there were several people posting about their past loved ones and how they've lost them. So we are truly sorry for your loss, and just know that we are praying for you and your families during this tragic time and very strange time. And
I know you're big on dreams. You like to think about dreams and what they mean. People have started having dreams about this virus, and one of the crazier ones, one of the more interesting ones I saw was a girl had a dream where she calls up an Uber, and when the Uber arrives, it is a hearse instead. Isn't that creepy?
Very.
But it shows you that it's now in our subconscious. It's no longer at the surface. Bernie Sanders will not be running anymore, and he hasn't said, everybody vote for Joe Biden. It's not clear if he's going to support Biden or if he's going to encourage people to vote for Biden. And you can't be too surprised at this, because there's Democrat, there's Republican. What Bernie Sanders wants is a whole new system. And I'm sure people will say, no, it's not a whole new system, it's just changes. But it is. Republican is more like Democrat than what Bernie Sanders wants. I know he made that sound more complicated than it had to, but it shouldn't be such a surprise if he doesn't support Biden, because his ideas are so different from both parties, really. So there you go. And like I always say, not saying right or wrong, just bringing out the point. He's a great speaker, very charismatic guy. I'm sure people will look back at him years from now and say, you know what, he stuck to his movement no matter what. So, well on you for that one, Bernie.
Speaking of movement and nutrition, any tips for our viewers today?
Get the blood flowing. As I get older, I notice sometimes I need a small workout just before my big workout. Like I need to dribble the basketball around a little just before I start lifting weights, just to get the blood flowing. And
To refocus you.
And a lot of times, like, people love coffee, they love caffeine. I notice if you start thinking, oh, I don't have the energy I used to, you gotta have to kind of combine it with a little exercise.
Speaking of which, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to speak about this. This is something I was tested for by my nutrition response testing specialist. This is a herbal coffee and tea mix, okay?
Oh.
That is by, say it in your little accent.
Ticino?
Ticino.
I think it's Italian though. I think it's just Ticino.
Okay, Ticino. Dandelion coconut. It's organic and gluten-free. This is by far one of my favorites. I really, really enjoy.
And it's coffee and tea?
Yes. So look that up. They have it on Amazon. And I tested for the coconut because I wanted to get the coconut flavor. So we hope you all have a great, as best as you can,
going into the weekend.
Good Friday.
Take some time out during the weekend to thank
For
God
yourself.
for what you have,
Yep.
and put your burden on to the
Lord.
But He still wants you to be active. Don't put the whole thing on Him. Just take comfort.
Put the whole thing on Him.
Take comfort in knowing He's there.
Put the whole thing. Give all of it to Him right now.
Boy, you're gonna carry that weight. Carry that weight a long time.
Well, have a great...
Pillow. You never give me your
trance?
invitation.
All right, you guys have a great weekend, and we're going to wrap this up.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.